Just kidding.
Well, this week Spider-Man opened. Well, actually, Spider-Man opens next week. Lion King looks to make a lot of money, and will the down box office hurt Disney at all this year? All this and more this week in Geek. Welcome to the Grizzled Geek Podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Kirsten.
I'm Doug.
And hopefully on episode 6, we might have worked out all the kinks. So you weren't here last week.
Probably not.
No.
But we lost power.
No!
Someone decided to microwave a burrito while we were on air, and that was just a little too much.
Yep.
The Arizona heat.
Was it a good burrito at least?
I really hope it was, because it, so then it caused us to lose our intro and everything else. So we had 2 videos, and people were confused, but that's okay. We got it now. Hopefully you can hear us. So that's, an important aspect of this.
Sadly, no burritos this time.
No burrito. Yeah, well, no one can have burritos. Got my soda. In fact, no one should be even in the other room. We're going to get it down eventually, folks.
Yeah.
So what have we been up to in the meantime? What have you been up to? You missed us last week. Anything fun? Anything good?
Not really.
Not really?
Kind of nerdy news. League of Legends and Dota and another game system just came out with a whole new game mode that's like blowing up on the internet right now.
Oh, nice.
It's called what is it? Something chess. It's like internet chess or something like that, and it's a very cool concept that I haven't been able to play because there are too many people on the servers.
Oh, I hate that. But I've been doing old school, playing City of Heroes recently, so man,
so going strong, huh?
Love that game.
Yeah.
I missed that game when it went away. I was very sad. Now I'm happy again. What about you, Doug? Anything big?
Nothing big. Playing Star Wars: The Old Republic again.
Did you see the new trailer? There was a Star Wars trailer out.
No.
Like in-scene or in-game fighting or something like that.
Yeah, for the Jedi.
For the new one?
Yeah.
No, I know they released more of the gameplay footage. I've been keeping up with it, but I haven't seen the most recent one.
Okay.
It's
like 26 minutes, I heard.
Yeah, it's like it's the full gameplay I think they did at E3 that everybody got to see them do. I think that's what it is. I'm not positive, but anyways, so yeah, I've been playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, and then building miniatures.
Building miniatures, yeah. We and Doug actually are heading down to Tucson Sunday for a Age of Sigmar tournament.
What are you guys playing?
I'm playing Goblins, my Age of Sigmar army.
Okay.
Yeah, Stormcast Eternals.
Okay.
Playing Sigmarines.
Sigmarines, yes.
Yeah, that's why we don't have any money, because we have miniature hobby. So pretty much saps it all.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get into it this week. This week in Geek, all your nerd news. We take all the stuff that Geek's talking about during the week. We wrap it up in a neat little bowl for you and give it to you live on Thursdays at 6:30. Really appreciate you guys watching. I know we've had some technical difficulties, but if you can't catch us live, we'll be on YouTube the next day. We'll be you can listen to this on Stitcher and iTunes when we remember to upload it on time, that is. But, it's all still good, even if it's old news. So
only one day.
Exactly. So before we jump into like Spider-Man opening up next week and all that stuff, let's talk Avengers for a minute, because tomorrow the Avengers gets re-released. So
re-released. It's still technically in theaters.
In theaters. It'll be in more theaters.
It's a pain to figure out how to get the re-release tickets. We can't figure it out.
Yeah, we had a little problem figuring that out. But what you do, go check it out. It's going to have some new footage in there, a tribute, some deleted scene, and a few surprises, whatever that means. So I'm not exactly sure. But there is some controversy about this re-release now, and I think you brought this up when we were talking.
Yeah.
And I believe in the Collider videos they were bringing it up, where some people believe that it's kind of cheating.
It is cheating
to re-release. Well, here's the thing: all that controversy can be laid to rest right now, because, well, first off, I want to just address this. We're talking about the highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah.
Now, it's not really cheating because there's no distinction on that list. It's actually how much money that made. So there's no note on there saying this is what they made without being re-released, this is what we haven't. And most of those movies on that list, the top 10, have all been re-released multiple times. So I know Avatar got 2 re-releases.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what it feels like. It feels like the guy who passed you up running the mile, who did a second lap, and it still beat you at the end of it. Like, it just feels like showboating. Like, oh, haha, let's make more money. We're going to make so much more money.
True. Armando's back. He's taking Armando's money. He said, shut up and take my money. That's true. He's got our money too.
Yeah.
But here's why it's not cheating. And even if that's your argument, right?
Sure.
Which I don't prescribe to that argument. But
Sure.
even if it is, that can all be laid to rest because as of last weekend, Avengers Endgame beat Avatar's initial release amount. So no matter how you look at it, that's not cheating at this point, right?
Yeah.
So if you just want to go, don't include the re-release,
Right.
it beat its initial release's number.
Right.
So now it has one re-release now, or
Yeah.
will this weekend.
Right.
So if it beats it this weekend or beats it whenever,
Right.
right? It's all completely
Then
fair. It's all above board at this point because
They both had.
they both had the exact same,
Yeah.
there's no cheating involved.
It's cheating.
Well, I don't know how.
Except
because,
they both cheated.
It's not, no, I completely
Yeah.
agree. I'm not saying that. I'm suggesting that if you're going to do a re-release, do it like a couple years after it, so that way people can come back to it and be like, "Oh yeah, that was a fantastic movie."
But Avatar didn't do that either.
I'm
Avatar
not saying
did
that Avatar was right either.
at the end of the run. They did a re-release with some special footage at the end of its run, right?
and I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But even if you take all the re-releases out of the picture, it beat Avatar, right?
Oh, yeah, no.
By
And that's
500
fine.
by 500,000,
Yeah.
500 million, 500,000, yeah,
Yeah.
almost 500,000. So actually a little more than 500,000. So yeah, there you have it. Officially beat Avatar's initial release with its initial release.
Yeah.
Now we're going into re-release territory with this weekend and see whether it can hit that overall number.
It'd be curious to know how that goes.
Yeah, because if you look back, Avatar did a special edition re-release at the end of its theatrical run, as well as a worldwide re-release in 2010.
Yeah.
So it needs 37 million for the all-time record now. So that's where we're at. 37 million.
Yep.
Probably won't get there with just this weekend's re-release, depending on how popular it is. If there's if tons of fans go out to see it,
Yeah.
it could make it.
It's probably only going to get 15 to 20 this
Yeah.
weekend.
Right.
But if Spider-Man's really good, which
People will go
it's
back
going to
to
be,
see it,
people
yeah.
might make it a
They give it a
yeah, let's watch Spider-Man and
Yeah.
Avengers,
Right.
kind of
I
thing.
would.
So
because
Yeah.
because the version of the movie that people see now going forward is going to be this with an extra footage. Right.
Right.
So if you miss it this weekend, they might catch it next week before
Sure.
Spider-Man or whatever.
mhm.
But let's see here. Even the Marvel actors are pushing this. So like Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. went to Twitter pushing this. It's even got a new image. It's got a new poster for it.
Interesting.
I think we actually have a picture of that poster here. Maybe. Maybe not.
Nope. Doesn't look like it.
Doesn't look like it. Okay.
Alright,
well,
To the internet.
our technical editor is getting fired.
He is.
Well,
We're just going to stop taking his
just
ideas.
stop taking his ideas. Forget you. Of course, he's my son, so you can't really fire him because he works for free. But anyway, they have a new poster of the Infinity Gauntlet, which is a "We Love You 3000" poster. It says "We Love You 3000" at the bottom of the Infinity Gauntlet poster for the re-release. I know. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But so, will it beat? What's the big discussion? Is it going to beat Avatar?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a little hopscotch, leapfrogging each other because
Yeah.
Avatar's going, like you put in the next line.
Yeah.
Avatar 2 comes out in 2021,
Yeah.
and you are likely going to see a re-release of the first Avatar leading up to that.
Man, poor Disney.
Which I got to be honest, I have no desire to see. It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's an okay movie.
That movie does not hold up.
It
Was a spectacle. It was a spectacle when it came out. That's
Yes.
why.
Honestly, I'll
correct.
be shocked if Avatar 2 does anything
Yeah.
remotely as good.
There's so. I mean, who knows what kind of technological breakthroughs
Sure.
they're gonna bring into the fore for this? but I'm
gonna
just
push it.
not interested in that world.
Yeah. Same.
I'm just, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm super.
Especially since it's going to be over a decade since the movie came out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting a sequel
It's
to
12 years since it's been.
That's
And
been
I'm
12 years.
Yeah, I think it came out in 2009.
Wow.
Yeah.
So no, I'm sorry, 10 years.
10 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
over a decade.
Still, that's a lot more than I thought.
Yeah. Well, it'll be 12 years
when it actually comes out.
Because
Oh.
it's
It's been
2021.
10 years
Yeah.
now,
I
but it'll be 12
I
years
knew
when
that
it comes
12-year
out.
number
Yeah.
sounded familiar. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait.
And then, I'm really curious to see the World of Pandora at Disney World,
Mm-hmm.
but that's about as far as
Yeah.
my interest in Avatar goes at this point.
He says
Who
this
knows?
like he's not going to go see it.
Oh.
Like, we'll see it. We're all going to see it when it comes
Yeah,
out.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
It's probably just not going to be something that everyone's like clawing to get into the movie theater
Right.
to see.
Yeah.
It'll be something like, I've got a weekend free. Let's go check it
It'll
out.
just annoy me that they're going to, that they'll definitely probably re-release Avatar again, and then it'll hopscotch back into the front.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Into the
I
front.
don't think that there are many diehard fans of Avatar like there is with.
Not
Sure.
that I'm aware of.
No.
I've not remotely heard anybody who's all like, "Man, Avatar, that was one of the best movies ever." There's a lot of people who are like, "It's pretty good."
Right.
Yeah.
Armando says, I felt it was technically impressive, but plot-wise, just dances with Ferngully.
Dances with Ferngullies. Yes.
Fair.
Ripped off both Ferngullies and Dances with Wolves,
Yeah.
both of which was a better telling of the story.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if you want to see a really good Avatar movie,
did have
just
a
watch
pretty-
Dances with Wolves.
It did have a
Much
pretty
better
awesome
movie.
antagonist, though. The
Yes.
Marine Colonel was awesome.
I wasn't very impressed with it.
See, I liked him. He was awesome.
He was cool.
But
That was the guy,
anyways,
he wanted
yeah.
to play Cable in the Deadpool movie. He really
Would have been
He would've
awesome.
been great
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
would have been. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
Josh Brolin, awesome, but
Right.
yeah, either
Yeah.
way.
He would have been great too. Yeah.
But there you have it, folks. Avengers Endgame. Go check it out. Give them some love. Give them some more of your money, like you haven't given them enough of their money. Because,
Yep.
Geez. But another thing to consider this too. It has beaten Avatar's initial run in 2 months,
Mhm.
when it took Avatar 5 months pretty much
Sure.
to get to that point,
Yeah.
right?
Very true.
So we talk about like, well, Avatar still made more money. How'd that happen? Well, this made a lot of money really quickly,
Right.
Yeah, because Avatar was released like around Christmas
and it went through April.
and went, because there was most definitely an off season in movies then.
Yeah.
Yeah, back then.
Not, unlike now, there is no real off season.
Right.
I guess January and February are kind of dead, and September. Yeah, no, yeah, there are really no downtimes
Yeah.
for movies anymore.
No.
There's blockbuster times, like 3 times a year, whenever Marvel is releasing a movie,
Right.
and then so. But anyways, there's always there's a lot of stuff coming out all the time. All right, let's go ahead and keep going with the Marvel train and go on to Spider-Man.
Talk about our next blockbuster.
Far From Home, out next Thursday.
Actually, no, next
Oh, next Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, because
So the 2nd. It's Tuesday, isn't it?
wow, it's coming out Tuesday.
Yeah.
They
So I'm saying we're gonna go
Interesting.
see Avengers, go to this tournament, and come back around and go back to Spider-Man
All right.
That's what
Well,
we're
An interesting choice. I feel like Tuesday.
I mean, they're
because it's the long
hitting
weekend,
the holiday weekend,
July 4th.
so they're considering Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday's the late Thursday,
I see.
Yeah.
crowd. So it'll be
Interesting.
starting at 6 p.m. on Tuesday. You'll be able to see the movie apparently, which gives it a ridiculously long opening weekend,
Yes.
quote unquote.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we've got reactions, reviews. The embargo's lifted, so you can see reviews now, and it's getting a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. So getting good reviews.
The critics love it.
Not the best reviews out there, but pretty darn good.
They're pretty good.
And the director did an interview recently where he squashed some rumors. It was very interesting. I mean, kind of like right out, just bold-faced. No, here's the thing.
Stuff we've been hearing about.
No, there is
possibly.
no Captain Britain in it. He wanted Captain Britain in there, but there was no way to get to work him in, which is disappointing because he's in
Right,
London.
he's in London.
It'd
and
be
he
a
said
great time.
they
to
wanted him
introduce
in there. They said there's no way it didn't feel forced.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no Gwen Stacy, and he has no idea where the leaked "quote unquote" audition tapes
There was
came
a
from.
rumor going around that she was going to be an English actress, and there was some audition tapes that leaked online.
Oh, sure.
But the director's like, I have no idea what those are.
Yeah. They are not building up for Sinister Six. He's just doing one they're just doing one Spider-Man movie at a time.
Sure.
They're not necessarily building from one to the next.
Right.
Plot wise, each one will be its own contained movie.
Well, he did say this in the interview as well, is that they're not building towards that, but he also said the Marvel Creative Studio they don't hold pretty much anything back.
Sure.
If you want whatever story you want to tell, they throw it out there and then see if they can do it.
Sure.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they don't worry about rights and stuff like that so much initially. If you have a good story to tell us what it is, and then we see if we can do it.
To see if it's possible.
It won't happen. It's just not in the works right now.
Right.
Yeah. This was not a build-up to a Sinister Six movie. All right. Peter almost went to New Asgard as part of his journey. Not sure why that would have made any sense in this, but okay.
Yeah.
I guess
he's going to a European tour, so he's going through Europe and Norway.
Okay. So the school trip goes to New Asgard for some reason.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, why not? Definitely where I want to. If there was a New Asgard, that would trump everything I want to see in Europe. I'd be like, all right,
true.
I do want to see Italy.
You'd get there and go, oh, it's a fishing village?
Where the Vikings at? Come on. Let's see some gods fighting.
And then he did say he likes the idea of a Venom crossover and thinks the two Toms would work great together.
That's an idea Doug's championing.
I don't disagree with the sentiment that those two Toms would work great together.
Yeah.
I just don't care about that Venom.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And this has probably been misconstrued all along, and I think I've said this multiple times. I like the character of Venom.
Right.
I don't like a Venom story divorced from his Spider-Man origins.
Sure.
That just doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
That's like,
But even with
that's like having a Batman story where his parents weren't killed.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
But even with the multiverse, having Venom from a different universe come over.
Yeah, I still
no.
I don't like that.
I don't know.
Because
I want to see Spider-Man fight Venom, but that's just me.
Yeah. But there you go. That's Spider-Man Far From Home, and we will probably have a review out of it next week sometime.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, to go along with more movies, Lion King pre-sales are outpacing all of the other Disney remakes. Shocking. Lion King was one of the first movies to come out in theaters, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, no, they had Beauty and the Beast.
Sure.
I mean, well, you talk about the new batch, right? I think.
Like originally the Disney tales, or the shows that came out.
Right. Well, there was
Snow
White and Cinderella and all the old ones.
It's the second it's like the third in the Renaissance.
Didn't it start with Little Mermaid?
Little Mermaid, and I think Beauty and the Beast.
Aladdin, and then
did Aladdin come out?
Yeah, Aladdin came out right after Beauty and the Beast.
So it was the fourth of the Renaissance movies.
Well, it is kind of on track then.
It's probably my second favorite of those.
Everyone loves. It's just such
Beauty
a
and the Beast
story.
and Lion King, as far as I'm concerned.
So it's currently second only to Endgame in pre-sales this year. Again, shocking. And it's pacing well ahead of Beauty and the Beast. The movie will include a new song, Never Too Late, which is going to reunite Elton John and Tim Rice.
The original.
And it's going to feature an African choir, sorry.
There would be riots if they brought in a different composer.
Oh, yeah.
For a new song.
Yeah, and it'll be cool to have Elton John creating a new song for it. Yeah. I'm not one of the purists who's all like, new song, why'd you put a new song in this? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, come on. Yeah, it's fine.
Well, I think my biggest harp on these movies is that I don't want to see the cartoon movie in realistic. I want to see some different things. Like, make it interesting. I've seen that movie so many times.
People were kind of concerned with this because the live actions have been kind of hit or miss, right? So Beauty and the Beast did really well, right? Dumbo fell off a cliff.
Sure.
Aladdin surprised everybody.
Dumbo, the problem with Dumbo is...
no one asked for it.
Well, no one asked for it. It's too old.
It came out, but
nobody who appreciates the technology that goes into making these live action adaptations knows anything about Dumbo, really.
Right. We were young when Beauty and the Beast, this Renaissance happened, right? These movies, that's why we have a special connection to them.
Right.
Dumbo came out when our grandparents were around, right? So they're not really.
And here's the thing:
I like Dumbo, but
the people who are in Dumbo, I really want to see Dumbo. I didn't feel the need to go see it in the theater, but when it's out on DVD, I will check it out because it has an amazing cast. So I'm sure it was a great movie that just didn't
No
have an
one's familiar
audience.
with
I
a
don't
Jumbo
know if it's
story.
going to be a great movie.
I don't know. The previews made it look pretty darn cool.
I'll watch it for the people in it. Like
It's a
Danny
tearjerker.
DeVito alone, I'm going to watch it. But
I cried during a cartoon, so I don't want to see the live action. But I will say this does bring back Jon Favreau doing CG animals, right? And Jungle Book was one of the best that they've done, right?
It was amazing. It
So,
was so good.
I mean, that's probably why this one is like, tracking so high. Plus, it's Lion King. It's pretty much a lot of people's favorite Disney movie.
Yeah.
My big problem is they're calling it live action.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
it's not at all.
It's not at all.
They went out to the savannas and got some motion capture suits on lions.
Yeah. I'm like,
well, not to mention
live action is a bit of a stretch.
terrible connotation that comes with live action. Like there's so many things with live action to the title that has been a flop. So why even associate with it?
Yeah.
True. All right. Well, we're talking about 3 Disney movies. Disney is we're a little concerned about Disney because this is a down year for the box office. 2019 is it's down from last year, which was down from the year before that. So it's been a dismal box office run. So people are worried, is Disney going to be okay? Well, apparently it's going to be okay. Apparently Disney,
they're the only ones making money at the movies.
They're making all the money in the world. So yeah, Disney doesn't know that the box office is down. They have no idea. They've made more so far this year. They made double any other studio out there so far this year.
Yeah.
So they're doing okay.
Yeah. That is not a surprise because no other studio has had any real huge budget pictures come out.
Sure.
I can't think of anybody who,
there was some
Universal.
Yeah, there was some movies that came out that were supposed to be pretty big, right? Was it? But it just none of them have really hit. Like Disney's had, Dumbo was a success, even though it wasn't really,
financial success.
It was financially was a success. Yeah. They haven't had any flops, so they have almost $4 billion in Marvel movies out so far. And by the way, this is not including Fox movies that don't come out, right?
Yeah.
So this is just Disney, not all the Fox movies. So $4 billion in Marvel movies so far. Aladdin's $800+ million. Toy Story 4 had the highest opening ever for an animation film last weekend worldwide. They've racked up nearly $5.5 billion so far this year, and this year's just half over. Right, so we've got another half a year to go.
Right.
It still has
less movies planning on coming out.
Yeah, it still has Spider-Man. Yeah. It still has Lion King, which we just talked about how much these movies are going to make, right? What it's got? Maleficent, Frozen 2, Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I think Disney's going to be okay. Yeah. They're experts. Experts say Disney's on track to top $9 billion this year, beating the current record of $7.6 billion set by. Wait for it, Disney in 2016. So
Is that the Force Awakens year?
Yeah. So
19.
Yeah, 2016. So it made 7.6. It made 7.3 last year. So Disney's been
because Disney's actually that's gonna be. I wonder how that's gonna pan out because Disney's fiscal year runs from October to September. October 1 to September 30, I believe. So technically, Star Wars and maybe Frozen 2 won't fall into that.
Right. Well, that's how they. This is based on U.S. box office numbers, not company numbers. So as a company, they probably They worry about their fiscal years. But this year, $9 billion. So a new record. That's a lot for one studio. So Disney's going to own us all. It's going to be.
Disney already owns us all.
They have my money. And they put out a movie.
Yep.
So for a down year, not bad. It's like, how's business doing?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Kicking myself for not buying Disney stock. 10 years ago, whatever it was. All right. 4 days ago. 4 days ago was the 30th anniversary of Tim Burton's Batman.
Tim Burton's Batman. So Because everyone's been doing like the 30th anniversary, like
Mhm.
you know, I don't know. I don't
Just
know,
30th
videos, 30th
yeah.
anniversary, like
Yeah.
Tributes and things
tributes
like
and
that.
everything. Yeah, so figured we'd talk a little bit about it. 'Cause,
And it's funny. Some of these milestones are pretty hilarious when you, in retrospect,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
look
you
back
look
at
at
it
it and you're like,
from 30 years ago.
so Superman, 11 years earlier, was the only other superhero to make it to the big screen as a major motion picture.
Yeah.
Prior to this.
Yep.
It was the first movie to have a budget of over $100 million.
Which people thought were crazy. It was crazy at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, it's never going to make its money back.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about that, that's 30 years ago it was 100 million, and now superhero movies typically have between 100 and 200 million as their budget.
Mm-hmm.
So it hasn't. So that was a ridiculously large amount of
Right.
money when you bring in inflation and things like that.
Yeah.
But they can do a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff they can do cheaper now, right?
Yeah.
Special effects are a lot cheaper. They actually didn't have digital effects, so they had to do all practical.
Yep.
Back in this time, so it was great. That's probably why it still holds up and looks as good now, because it's all practical effects.
Yeah.
Like all those gadgets worked. The thing that shot out like the darts and a grappling gun like that. You know, I mean, it didn't actually hold him on a grappling gun, but it actually shot out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All those gadgets worked. So
it was most people's introduction to the real Batman, not the campy 60s, 70s Batman.
Because you realize that most people who are not comic readers.
Yeah, they only knew it from the Batman TV show.
Yeah.
And that was, the super camp version of Batman.
Yeah.
So Danny Elfman's score became synonymous with Batman, being used later in the animated series and then again in Justice League.
Yeah.
So
This was one of the first times that a score was used, across, different platforms for that character.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, Superman theme did it as well too.
Yeah.
Superman was the first iconic superhero theme.
Well, and they've also done it with Spider-Man.
Yes.
Spider-Man's got the Spider-Man cartoon kind of woven into it,
yep.
So that's pretty cool.
And then, nowadays it's a standard thing, right? Everyone knows the Avengers theme. Superheroes have a theme, right? But his Danny Elfman's score was, that Batman theme.
Yeah.
And then when they used it for the animated series, it was like, added legitimacy to that.
Yep.
So.
And it was the first superhero movie to be legitimized with a major star like Jack Nicholson, and it made the career of Michael Keaton.
It did.
It made him way bigger than. I mean, he was Mr. Mom, and
he did comedic movies.
Yeah.
Before that, and he's done some since, but that made him an A-lister at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, about him, from just like this comedic actor who did I think he had like Gun Ho and Mr. Mom and a few other.
Yeah, those are the two I remember.
Yeah.
He had the one where he was a mental patient with Christopher Lloyd, and can't remember.
Oh
what that
yeah,
one
it sounds
was.
familiar.
It was good. Whatever it was super good.
Well,
I can't remember.
Anything Michael Keaton's in is good.
Yeah.
He's a great actor. So, I mean, then right after this kicked off, you got Beetlejuice and everything else just kind of blew up from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Batman was the big one. And Jack Nicholson, before that, superhero movies like Christopher Reeve was unknown. None of the superhero and Superman.
Was Gene Hackman not a big deal
Gene Hackman
at that point yet?
He'd kind of like it was kind of like his comeback kind of thing, right?
Oh, okay.
He was big in like westerns and stuff and crime dramas from the 70s, right? And then he kind of faded a little bit there, and so he's coming back. But Jack Nicholson was like top of his game when Batman came out, so it was the first big name for that. So and like I said, it's hard to think back, especially like younger people don't realize, that people didn't understand like a dark Batman. That was like, that was confusing for people.
Right.
Like, I don't know, why is Batman so dark and brooding?
Because that's how he is in the comics.
I just don't understand. It's my parents.
Dead parents.
Dead parents.
Darkness.
Yeah.
No parents.
So you remember, see, what were you, did we know each other back then?
Yeah.
We didn't?
We went and saw that Batman movie at the theater that I think no longer exists at 67th or 59th.
Oh, and Thomas? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's Super 8.
Yeah.
So we saw like a lot of, I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smuggled Chinese food in.
We did,
I don't think to that movie, but to other movies at that theater.
We'd smuggle all kinds of stuff into that theater. But yeah, I remember seeing that. I remember getting screwed on.
That came out when I graduated from high school.
Oh, okay.
And I I did that instead. I think we went and saw that instead of me having a graduation party or something.
Yeah,
Like, let's go watch Batman.
Let's go watch Batman.
This is much better than a graduation party.
Go along with that.
Exactly. I do remember. It was also one of the first movies that actually had serious merchandising with it. Right. I mean, that Batman logo was on everything.
Yeah.
Right. So like Superman never had that kind of merchandising back in the day, but Batman was one of the first to do that, and now it's a staple now. In fact, I remember a story. I kind of got screwed out of a Batman T-shirt, by Chris's mom, our buddy Chris. So we got money together. We're gonna go buy a Batman T-shirt with the cool Batman logo, and she's like, you know, how much you paying for those Batman shirts? I can get you Batman shirts for half that price. Give me your money. So she took our money, and then we got these. I don't remember those shirts, but it was like a white T-shirt with like Batman with weird, he had like pink colors in it and stuff like that. It was like weird colors, like I don't know, it looked like an iron-on shirt.
Someone probably made it for her.
Yeah, and I'm like, what is this? all the other kids at school with the Batman logo, black shirts with the Batman logo, and I'm rocking this T-shirt. We're underoos. But yeah, that's what I remember. But have you've seen Batman, right?
Yeah,
Original?
yeah. I've seen, I mean, pretty much all of them, excluding. I've not seen obviously all the episodes of the original Batman show itself, but yeah, I've pretty much seen all of them. Just as a note, I don't know if you guys are experiencing the technical difficulties we're seeing. There's like a whole bunch of flashing coming up. We'll try and figure out what that is, if that's something you guys are seeing or if that's just on our end.
I don't know. It looks pretty clear on them, so.
Okay.
It's all blurry here too, but apparently it's not going out blurry. So.
Anywho, going on the segue of Batman, we have some superhero casting. For Batman, we have Andy Serkis up for the bad guy role.
One of the bad guy roles. Remember, there's like 6 bad guys in this movie.
Right, right.
So that's a big question. What do you think? Andy Serkis is a big one. I'm gonna guess Killer Croc, just because he's a mocap guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
that would be a good mocap. Although, Killer Croc is one of the out there.
Yeah.
And he's associated with Suicide Squad.
Yeah. So yeah.
Not sure if they would. I mean, they're kind of ignoring those lines, but.
Or if they went with a CGI Bane, or something like that.
No.
Well, he wasn't one of the ones they mentioned. Right now, it's just rumors. We don't have a whole lot of facts.
We've got like a list of everything.
Yeah, but I can't imagine what live action bad guy.
I mean, he was Ulysses Claw, so he can play.
Right.
True.
He can play just regular, not mocap people. So we'll see. There's plenty to choose from.
Spilling soda on myself.
Studio wants Claire Mort. I'm sorry, I'm gonna mispronounce all of these names. Chloe Moretz as Selena Kyle.
So you know who Chloe Moretz is? She's was Hit Girl in Kick-Ass.
Oh, really? I looked up her picture, but she didn't look familiar.
Yeah, she's a Hit Girl. I mean, she's
because this is like it's been 6 years.
Right.
Since
yeah.
then,
she's grown up now.
Yeah.
She's like every time I think of her, I think of a little girl.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to realize, oh, she's grown now. Like first I thought, I'm like, why are they having a little girl play Catwoman?
Right.
And then I'm like, wow.
Oh, it'll still be a young Catwoman because she's only 22.
Right.
Right.
And she looks young.
Yeah.
But
she also has the features of what I imagine Catwoman as, just like deep and set, sharp features.
Right.
So, I don't know. I think
high cheekbones.
Yeah.
What do you think of this casting?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Now she hasn't got the role. This is what the studio wants.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she wants to get her. She hasn't taken the role. The only thing we know is Andy Serkis is up for a role as a bad guy.
Okay.
The only person that is officially signed is Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Okay.
So.
Josh Gad says he will not be playing the Penguin.
Yep, he lost out on it. He campaigned hard for the Penguin role. I can't say I'm disappointed. I'm not not a huge Josh Gad fan, but
he's fine.
He's all right. I mean, he would be okay as Penguin.
Yeah, I mean, I picture him more as a comedic actor. So, and again, I picture Michael Keaton as a comedic actor.
Yeah, sure. I did before Batman. So
he's good. So who knows what he could do? But it's whatever.
I say
maybe
Danny
just cut.
DeVito comes back.
Yeah, he's gonna play Wolverine. So we're gonna
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, Ramona says we look good too. So
good. And rumors from rumors from most to likely, or sorry, from most to least likely.
Yeah.
Batista as Bane, Dame Maggie Smith as Alfred, and Macaulay
Culkin.
There you go, as Joker.
Yep. These are rumors out there right now.
Right.
And like I said, I rank them from most to least likely.
Sure.
But the Batista as Bane is almost like it's almost up there with Chloe Moretz's Selena Kyle.
Yeah.
Well, this thing is happening. Although Bane wasn't listed as one of the bad guys.
Yeah.
They were listed in the 6. So that could be like a cameo. It could be like
I'm having a hard time caring.
Yeah.
I don't want a Batman movie with 6 freaking bad guys.
I almost wonder if it's like you said, where it's going to be like in the jail itself, and you're going to see like Bane,
exactly,
throwing something, and
right. There might be like a breakout scene that he has to corral all the bad guys for an action scene, and then that was it. Right?
I need to figure out what that radio drama was that I saw, because this is sounding more and more like it, because that all had to, there was a whole, if I remember correctly from it, there was a whole Arkham breakout plot that coincided with all of the arson stuff.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So Batman was kind of stretched thin. I'm trying to remember what exactly was going on. I'm gonna have to look around and see if I can find that, because it was good and an interesting story. So if they did that, I would be a little more into it.
Right.
I'd be surprised if you can find it on YouTube.
It's someplace in the Phoenix Public Library system or Peoria Public Library system, because I checked out a book on CD and listened to it. So
okay.
I'm sure if it exists out there somewhere, it's probably on YouTube.
Yeah.
There's somewhere on the internet.
Be a recording somewhere.
Everything's on the internet somewhere. Whether you want it to be or not. So, okay.
Following up with Eternals, though, we've got.
Well, before we get to the Eternals
sorry.
I want to go about the Dame Maggie Smith bit as Alfred, because I've heard there's equal rumors. People are saying it's either going to be Dame Maggie Smith as Alfred or Jeremy Irons is coming back as Alfred. I don't like either one of them. One, because, again, this just seems like a pointless race/gender swap for no reason. Yeah. Right? For Alfred, especially it's going to be confusing when they're already promoting an Alfred Pennyworth's TV series for that character, right? Yeah. And then they're going to have a female version of that character in a movie. It just seems weird. And then Jeremy Irons coming back. It's supposed to be a young Bruce Wayne, right? And it wouldn't it be confusing if it's a different Bruce Wayne if it's not connected with, the rest of the universe? It's kind of just because he was the Alfred for Affleck,
right?
Yeah. So I don't know. And then the last one, Macaulay Culkin is Joker. I don't know what to say about that one.
He started the rumor.
He started. I would be far more interested in this movie if that was the case. I'd be like, just to see that. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying
just to see how
it's got my money at that point. But all right, so we're gonna move on to Eternals.
Eternals, more names. Salma Hayek joins the Eternals cast. That means we've got a current cast of Angelina Jolie, Kamal Nanjiani, and Richard Madden.
Yep. So we don't know who, other than Richard Madden, who's going to be playing Icarus. And Richard Madden, for those you don't know, he was Robb Stark in Game of Thrones.
Oh,
so,
okay.
He's up for Icarus, who's the lead character.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know who any of the others are playing. So, we don't know. This is a weird cast. Big names, right? Like Salma Hayek, Angelina Jolie.
I guess I should go touch up on my Eternals thing, because I don't remember most of the Eternals. They are a pretty vanilla.
Outside of Icarus,
who's
basically the Marvel version of Orion.
Yeah.
From DC, I don't know.
Cersei's in there, that's about it.
That's all I know. Angelina Jolie.
I don't know. It is far less colorful and dynamic to my knowing than the New Gods were. There's not as memorable characters,
right?
So
there's a lot that are just the same, just in different.
Yeah.
Because Icarus and Orion are pretty much the same character. There's I don't know. It just they're both created by Jack Kirby, just for one company.
One for a different
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
he created the New Gods for DC,
Uh-huh.
right, and wrote that for a while until they got fed up with that company and left. Marvel hired him back, and he's all like, "I want to do my own thing." So then he did New Gods, which is basically
The Eternals.
the Eternals, which is basically the New
Right.
Gods for Marvel.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
That's funny.
so yeah,
He's all, I had these other stories I wanted to tell, and
yeah, I never got.
I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
So who knows? This is one of the weird things. Marvel's got my money, you know,
Yeah.
and Kevin Feige I trust until proven otherwise. So
Sure.
Yeah, and I mean, we know they can do stuff with unknown quantities.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
it does lead to a pretty blank slate.
yeah,
You can do lots of stuff.
you see, we're looking at another Guardians of the Galaxy here.
You
Right.
could, yeah.
Yeah.
With even more freedom than that.
Right.
Yeah,
Because the Guardians were going concurrently in the comics at that point. So
Right.
there was something going on with them. I mean, they diverged pretty far away from the Guardians from the comic books, but they were still a known quantity. I don't think the Eternals have been published for 30 years or so. So I don't.
Wow. Okay. All
On
right.
to
The Nerd Nuggets. Doug's favorite panel. If it's not a Venom story, his next favorite is the Nerd Nuggets. The Geek Bites, the smaller stories, folks. First off, we're going to start off with Marvel Hall H panel. Apparently, Marvel will be at Hall H. So it's been confirmed.
Okay.
Yep.
And it will be hosted by Joe and Anthony Russo.
Ooh.
So- Expect to see a bunch of, because it's also between the re-release of Avengers Endgame and the digital Blu-ray release of
Oh, okay.
Endgame, which will be the
Sure.
week after. So probably get like, some behind the scenes, a lot of, stuff
Maybe.
like that.
I mean, you'd hope they would concentrate on new stuff.
Right. I'm assuming Black Widow because it's the one in production right now.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to some Black Widow stuff here in a minute. But yeah, it's Black Widow, maybe Eternals. We don't know what's going to be at that panel.
Mm.
We just know that the Disney Plus TV series won't be there. And
Oh, okay.
Fox won't be there.
Got
So none of the Fox movies coming out will be exhibited anywhere. So
Okay.
It's weird. This is with even saying they're not going to bring most of their stuff. This is pretty much Marvel's Comic-Con to take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Warner Brothers stepping out and no Fox News and everything else.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah. And from my understanding, D23 is pretty packed, so they kind of had to
Yeah.
kind of shuffle Marvel off. But so all right. Images from the set of Black Widow may reveal the Taskmaster.
All right, here we go. This is one of the images here. The guy with the kind of in armor
and
kind of
has a cape looking thing.
He's got a hood too on the back of that cape,
Okay.
and the mask is not a full skull, but it's kind of
All right.
skull-like. That's image number 1, and here's kind of like a side image, get a little better the hood and the cape. And he's in a tank chasing down. In this scene that they're showing here, Natasha Romanoff's in a car ahead, and he's being chased down in some kind of armored vehicle here, with him poking out the top.
Nice.
So Taskmaster is, for those of you unfamiliar,
Super cool character.
he's a Captain America bad guy.
Hmm.
He's super cool. For those of you not familiar with him, he wears a skull mask and stuff like that. He's basically in the comics. His power is he can copy anybody's fighting style or abilities. Not super abilities, but like he can watch somebody fight and he can fight just like him.
Huh.
So if he watches
It's
film,
like a copycat.
yeah. So if he watches
But
film,
he keeps that knowledge too.
yeah, he keeps
nice.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if he watches Captain America fight, then he can fight just as well as Captain America.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
that's why, which makes everything. After a while, he builds up all this knowledge. So he's like
strength and all or just technique?
just technique.
Just
Okay.
techniques.
yeah.
So
But
cool.
so he's a much better fighter than Captain America because he knows all
Right.
his moves plus
Plus everything.
everything else, right?
Okay.
So he's kind of like he's a really cool bad guy, especially facing someone like, Black Widow who doesn't have any superpowers.
Yeah, it'd
You
be
know what I mean?
interesting.
It'd be pretty cool. So what do you think of those images?
One, I tend to agree. This does look like it's probably Taskmaster.
Yeah,
I
you can't imagine
think
who
of
else it would be.
somebody else.
Yeah, because in the comics he's got a hood. He's got a cape and a
I
hood
mean,
and
he
has
has
a
a
skull
full
mask.
cape.
Sure.
Right, this one's got a short cape, but he's got a hood and the mask. I mean, you don't really have a good picture of it because it's,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I hope it's Taskmaster
Yeah.
because he's a super cool bad guy and deserves to be in the MCU. And hopefully they don't kill him off.
Yeah.
Let
No
you know,
lie.
get him, let him get away and be a recurring bad guy. That'd be awesome. But yeah, we'll see.
All right.
I'm in.
Sony is developing a TV series based on Final Fantasy video game. This will, I believe they were talking about 7, right?
7,
They were talking about Final Fantasy 7.
Well, it's gonna have Sid in it, so that's what.
I mean, Sid isn't everyone.
He's in all of them.
I mean,
I haven't played since like 7, so
he's like the Easter egg that you always look for.
Okay.
He's always an airship captain, and he's always doing something. So it's going to include Antihero Sid, the Magitech, Beastmen, airships, Chocobo. Kind of sounds like 10. I don't know if Magitech was 7. Yeah. But
all this was in 7.
Yeah.
I mean, chocobos. You got to have chocobos.
Obviously.
I mean, that's the bird thing.
The big chicken.
The big chicken-looking birds.
Right around on.
Got it.
Yeah. So, what do you think? You're the big Final Fantasy fan here.
I don't like live action. I think they take an awesome thing and they try to make it realistic.
Now, is this going to be live action or animated?
I believe
it's
they
live
talked
action.
about it being live action.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I like the whole mysticalness is brought to life, and when it's not like realistic, because you can put yourself in a mind space that's like, oh, this isn't the real world,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And unless you have big budget to make it feel like it is real world magic, it doesn't turn out good.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, they're just Sony.
Yeah.
They like throwing good money after bad, so
Yeah.
who knows? We'll see what they do with it. I don't know. Have you ever played the Final Fantasy? No. See, I like the old. I played from old school back, Nintendo Final Fantasy days all the way up to 7.
Sure.
And then that's pretty much where I left off.
A lot of people agree that that's where, like, 7 and 9 is where people decide that that's the cutoff, where all the good Final Fantasies are within that range. I came into it late. So
I played back when it was like mostly fantasy, and then I watched it, later on. I'm like checking. I'm like, this is like, what's this steampunk game?
Right.
Oh, it's Final Fantasy. I'm like, oh, what is this? And then the one they actually had flown like cars and shit. So I'm like, I don't even know.
It's pretty cool.
All right. So Taika Waititi is going to write and direct a Flash Gordon movie.
Oh.
But it's going to be animated.
Okay.
For Fox Disney. So on the Fox side of Disney, he's going to be doing this. So he's going to write and direct. Apparently he campaigned for this. So
for this?
And then all the images I see for all the articles about it, it always shows like, the Flash Gordon movie images for it. I'm like, so are they going to be copying that, or is it going to go off? Because that was pretty campy and funny.
Sure.
Right?
Right.
And that seems more up Taika Waititi's alley than like a true, serious take on Flash Gordon, So I don't know. What do we think about?
I'm for it. I feel like we're at that point in our superhero lifespan where we've done all the realistic stuff. Let's go back to like the cartoons. Let's make them awesome. Like we have awesome people who want to go out there and animate and voice act. Let's do that. So.
Right. I'm for it as long as they stick with the whole. They don't try and make it realistic. They stick with the pulp.
Yeah.
Aspect of it.
I
ray
think
guns
he'll be
and don't try and bring it, modernize it, and make it realistic.
I can't see Taika Waititi doing that.
No.
I think it'll be fine.
It'll be ray guns and
I hope so.
Flying on hover sleds through space. Spaceships with windows in them.
Yeah.
Where they roll them down and shoot out the side of the window. That's
for in-atmosphere fighting.
That's a yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. Paul Rudd joins the cast of Jason Reitman's Ghostbusters movie.
Ooh.
All right, I'm pretty excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, this cast is sort of shaping up.
You can't go wrong with Paul Rudd.
Right. So, what do we think about this Ghostbusters movie, man? They're bringing back the original cast. It's a sequel to Ghostbusters 2.
I'll probably see it.
Yeah.
I'm on board because the fact that they're bringing him in sounds like it's going to be a more classic, like handing the torch off. Right. You're going to develop a new team
that's
going to take over from the old team.
Right.
And maybe have multiple movies after that.
Right.
I'm down because
Go
it's
for it.
Jason Reitman, and Ivan Reitman, his dad, is the one who did the original Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we got someone that's in the family still. So
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited about it. I mean, here's the thing. Everyone is divided about this because if you are excited about this movie and like it, obviously you hated the last one. Well, yes, I did hate the last one, but that's not why.
All right.
It's different. I hated that last movie because it had such potential, and it failed on every level, other than Thor. That's
Chris was hilarious in that movie. It was so good. There was like you said, there was so much potential in that movie.
Yeah.
If they had just leaned into the whole universe and said, they basically tried to go, we're gonna reset things. We're gonna
if it was a sequel, not a reboot.
They rebooted instead of sequel.
But yet there was still homages that didn't make sense if it wasn't a sequel.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you do that? That would make no sense.
Right.
So, yeah. But anyway. Now we're getting another Ghostbusters movie.
Exciting news! Stranger Things 3 had dropped their final trailer for the week, along with a new poster, and it all looks so freaking good. I can't wait. Oh, my God.
Look at that poster.
It's going to be it's supposed to be 4th of July themed, and they're at carnivals.
And it comes out July 4th. Yeah.
Yep. So it's...
Man, what a week. We got
so good.
Yeah.
We got Avengers, Spider-Man, Stranger Things all in a week there.
I have, over the last, and we've talked about this a couple times on the show, is I'm obviously going to see Stranger Things 3. But I was less than enthused about it after the second season. I was kind of like, nah, all right, I'll see it.
It lagged second season.
I'm kind of like, whatever, I'm sure it'll be fine, kind of thing.
Right.
Then I watched that trailer today, and I'm like, nope, I'm back on board.
Yeah.
This looks amazing.
That trailer
was that
awesome.
Because I can't find a cast list anywhere other than saying that these people are coming back.
Right.
Was that Michael Shanks doing the voice of the Demogorgon?
I don't know.
Oh, man, you got to listen to it and tell me it sounds like Daniel Jackson.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Yeah, I had to listen. I listened to it again. I had to go back and listen to it again because what I haven't seen, they didn't show Carey Elway's in the trailer, but he's in it this season.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was one of the guys in the suits.
Could be.
That were
a doctor, government
using
guy.
the laser thing or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I have so many good theories. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
This got me more excited. Yeah, this last trailer, got me far more excited about this than, and I hope it ends on a high note, and I hope this is it for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Agreed. I hope it's not a continued.
Yeah, the kids are getting too old. Let them move on. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about it.
And then they could do like an it thing. Like 10 years from now, they're like adults and come back.
That would be cool.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, in the 90s.
Yes. It would be amazing.
That would be awesome. All right, and
finally, this is weird. This is a thing.
This is a thing, apparently.
Oh my gosh. This is stupid.
So,
people who are doing this. You're an idiot.
Stop bullying Morgan Stark, folks. 7-year-old Lexi Rabe, who took to Instagram to release a video. She's the one who played Morgan Stark in Endgame.
Oh, okay.
Took to Instagram to release a video asking for fans to stop bullying her and her family in public. Now, apparently, and she put it like a kind of like an apology kind of video saying, hey, I get punished by my folks. I get timeouts all the time. We're busy. So apparently what happened was they were late for something in public and she wasn't able to sign autographs. Okay. So when you turn down autographs from fans, they turn on you. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So she did, apparently that's what happened. That's the story. Sure. So people started.
All right.
Yeah.
People are upset that she wasn't able to
the fact that you're bullying a 7-year-old girl.
Right.
You're a horrible person.
Yeah. I'm like.
2, what kind of pathetic life are you leading that not getting the autograph of a 7-year-old girl sends you into a rage that you have to bully her and her family?
Right.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But you were saying like in the video, you're like, hey, I'm 7. I make mistakes sometimes. I get punished for it. Like, I'm sorry if I'm unable to sign autographs sometime.
Right.
I'm like, she's 7 years old, like a little girl saying this, and I'm like,
Yeah, holy crap, people.
And then of course she ends the video with "Love you 3000." So.
Oh, my heart.
Well, actually, a lot of things enrage me.
Yeah.
But this is one of those
I
things.
get enraged. The older I get, the more I get enraged on a daily basis.
But this is one of those things. If I were in person when something like this was happening, I'm not sure I could restrain myself for physical violence with that person.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Right.
Like,
backed up.
what the hell is wrong with you? You need to be beaten up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So badly.
Exactly. I'm like, really gonna bully? I mean, just
yeah.
over an autograph.
Right.
It just seems so stupid to me. I don't understand that.
And I mean, maybe these people are little kids, her age,
Sure.
Right.
who aren't
But even,
mature
But then it's the
enough.
parents or whatever.
Because she did say in public.
Yeah.
Although she's using social media to do this, so it's unlikely that you're going to have
Basically saying like, yeah,
7-year-olds.
It accompanied like a note from the parents, basically saying that sometimes, the hectic life, they're trying to lead a normal life.
right.
Sometimes, they got to get to a casting call or something like that. So,
Yeah.
Plus she's 7, she gets upset sometimes in public, right? She's a kid,
Right.
She's 7 years old. Let her be a 7-year-old.
Yeah,
Jeez.
no
Yeah.
lie. I'm like, come on now, just
All right.
and you can take this beyond not just the fact that she's a little girl, 7 years old. If an actor turns you down for an autograph,
Right.
there's probably a reason for it,
Right.
right? I mean, sure, I'm sure there's some that are assholes out there that just,
Right.
Sure.
If they're signing autographs for everyone and then snub you, okay, get mad at them.
Get mad at them. Like,
If they're
not you.
In their private life, going somewhere, they get out of their car, they're walking into a building, and you try and accost them for an autograph, and they hurriedly say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't,"
Yeah.
and then move on. Just deal with it.
Yeah. Move on with your life. They're people. They have shit to do like everybody else.
Yeah. Oh
You
my
know,
God.
I'm just saying this rule, not just, I mean, it's bad enough. It's really bad that it's a 7-year-old girl that you're doing this to.
Yeah.
But don't do it to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's fair.
Really. I mean, come on, folks. Well, there you have it, folks. Your weekly wrap up of nerd news. Our opinions on it. We have a few opinions if you haven't noticed.
Only a couple.
Just a few. But is there anything else going on? I will say that we will not be live next week because it is the 4th of July holiday.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're going to miss out. So episode 7 will be in 2 weeks. So on Thursday.
But you will probably get a movie review in the meantime. So
But you will
look
get a
for
movie
that,
review next week, yeah, of Spider-Man. Or if there's any significant changes or anything like that to Endgame, we might make a video on that.
Yeah.
But also, in light of recent, videos that we put out, perhaps, maybe if we talk about us having opinions. Apparently, fans have quite a few opinions.
Yeah.
If we can try to keep them, a little more civil in like
Yeah,
the, in the communication, we've had a recent video that kind of blew up that's kind of got a little out of hand.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, everyone has opinions, but
Everybody has
and
opinions.
it's okay to have
Only if-
dissenting opinions,
Yes.
but be nice about it. You don't have to call people jerks.
I do have to say, only a few
There was only a
actually
few, yeah.
were nasty about it.
Yeah.
There were some who were very opinionated,
Right.
but only a few were like, "What's wrong with you? You need to get a life."
Or
kinda-
one comment string,
Yeah.
there it's just a list of people
Just
calling people like you're a child. You're like
Yeah.
very. It's not.
And
nice.
if you're going to be mean to somebody online, at least be creative about it. I mean, some of them made me chuckle,
right.
right? Like the one about, you need to up the dose of your shock therapy. Something like that. If you're going to laugh out of it, that's fine. All right. Yeah, go. I was like, at least be creative with your insults if you're going to be insulting people in the comment section. But other than that, I think that's all I got. Is there anything else you guys want to say?
Yeah.
Anything major?
No.
Nothing. All
Mike
right.
Major?
I'm gonna go find some bullies to beat up.
Let's go beat up some bullies. Doug's going to exact his revenge, his rage, work it out. Some kids.
Rage. My boundless rage.
Go ahead to the middle school. Beat up some bullies. All right, folks. Thank you once again for watching us live. We really appreciate it. Or watching us later. More than likely. That's where most of you watch us.
Yeah.
But please like, subscribe, share with your friends. I know we got a recent surge of subscribers.
Yeah.
Let's keep that rolling. If you want to support us and the things that we do here in these videos, Doug, How can he do that?
Hopefully, Mike's going to put some links in our description for this video when it comes out on YouTube.
Yeah.
And those will have links to.
They all have
Teespring.
links in them now. It may have taken a week for some of them. But now they all have links in them.
So anyways, check those links out. Teespring, Amazon affiliate, and our Patreon. You can support us in any of those endeavors or any of those links there. That would help us out.
All right. So hopefully we're going to, I'm not sure if this got set up correctly, but hopefully Andy Warpigs will once again play us out. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.
We're done. My leg's done.
Cool. That first take was great.
No, yeah, I think it might have been good.
Yeah.
It's been like 4 hours.
Limitations.
Yeah.
And we've turned this into a workshop. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, I think we did like 20 songs today. Well, 20 takes of songs.
Fuck.